Today I'm gearing up to plant our warm season cover crop mix in this field that I'm standing in and the one further back over there. To do that, I am going to spray herbicide on the field. I generally do not like doing this. I planted a couple paddocks just to test how well they would germinate. With some competition, I tried disking it and I tried not disking it, and realistically it just did not work. I brought the cows in this paddock to eat all the clover. In fact, you can see that there have been spots of clover. You can also see, I believe this is dock that has gone to seed that the cows have annihilated. This is our cow herd. They're over there. Really, they have just taken out everything of value worth eating. Now, I'm just going to spray some glyphosate on this crop. Let me take you over here to these test plots, show you what I did, and then we'll get ready to move cows. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I disked a cropper. I disked about half an acre in this long strip here, and then I just no-tilled directly into the sod here. And what you can see, if you look in here, there's a lot of stuff growing, but there's very little of our warm season cover crops in this area that I did not disc up. And I think most of that is due to the competition of the other forage. To get a good germination rate of the warm season cover crops, I think I would have to disc over the areas that I want to plant 5 or 6 times, at least 2 or 3 times, let it dry. Frankly, I do not have the time. Secondly, I'm doing it with an 8-foot disc on a 44 horsepower tractor, or that same 8-foot disc on a 135 horsepower tractor. When we grow cover crops year after year, we generally do not have to do that. In fact, I've never actually sprayed before I've planted my cover crops, but I've always disked. This year we're trying a different trial. We'll see how it goes. The first thing I've got to do, though, is get the cows out of this paddock. So let's go move cows, and then we'll get moving. First thing I got to do is move these heifers out of here. Go back out there. So I'm going to close this gate up, and then now everything is out of these paddocks here south of Dattle Road. So now I can spray and then come back and plant if I have time. This is mostly the stuff that I'm spraying. You can see little spots of clover here and there that the cows have grazed, but for the most part, it's just a combination of this yellow flowered buttercup and this other weedy grass that does not make good forage for cows. Anyway, let's go get the tractor and start spraying. Rick told me that I should be able to pick this up any minute, and I'll tell you, this GPS unit, as simple as it is wildly complicated. But anyway, I think I've got the basic gist of it. I'm gonna get started and see how it goes. Well, I've got my second tank ready to go. I've gone and gotten seed and some more herbicide. So I'm gonna head over there and get it done. I still haven't figured out the GPS. Apparently I'm not as smart as Rick thinks I am. Battery's dead in my scale, so I can't calibrate the drill, so I gotta go get a battery. Hopefully Dollar General or a gas station will have one. 4 batteries was over $10, something like $11.50 or so with tax. Absolutely ridiculous. Truth be told, I'm just glad Dollar General had them. It took me less than 20 minutes. All right, so now I'm going to show you what I use to calibrate the drill. I've got another video on that, so I'm not going to go into detail. I've got my iPad with the Google Sheets document on there. We got this bag of peanuts, and of course a finely calculated, that'll do 0.0 ounces, tenths of an ounce scale here. All I'm gonna do is calculate that. All right, here's what we're gonna go take with us. I'm planting, I was shooting for 60 to 64 pounds to the acre, and I'm getting between 58 and 66. The scale was slightly adjusting a little bit in the wind, but it's close enough. I set the crate of seed inside this old barn here. This drill needs more weight. It's having a hard time cutting through this side. Didn't even drop the seed on that one. I'm gonna tighten it down and see if we can get some more pressure on it. Let's try that. Now it's been 2.5 weeks since I sprayed this field, and about 2 to 2.5 weeks since I actually planted it. I did add some weight to the drill. Check out the next video for that. It should be released in a couple days. But I wanted to take a moment and show you what it looks like a couple weeks after it was planted, so you can see the value that's come out of it. But you can see the forage soybeans growing here. Man, they look really, really good. You can see the sorghum Sudan grass growing, and then you can see a little bit of buckwheat here. There's some soybean seed that still hadn't germinated. It's just sitting on top of the ground. And we've gotten a 1/4 inch of rain since I planted it, and then a 1/2 inch rain since I planted it, and not much rain since then. In fact, this is probably the driest spring we've had since I've come back to the farm, and almost 7 years ago now. Now, I did not get the field sprayed very well. Part of that was the sprayer. The nozzle on the sprayer wasn't working quite well. And then part of that was also, I was doing it without the GPS and missed some passes. I'm gonna try to put an aerial photo up of that just so that you can see what it looks like. True success of this planting, I think, is going to be determined several weeks later, once we get a better idea of how tall the sorghum Sudan grass is. In our mission to regenerate the soils on our farm, we virtually eliminated any needs for pesticides, herbicides, and synthetic fertilizers. And yet, at the very same time, here I am spraying 15 acres of glyphosate. The biggest issue that most people, I think, forget is that it would have taken me 8 hours or more, probably closer to 10, to have been able to plant to disc and then plant this field, whereas spraying this field took about less than an hour, and then less than 2 hours to plant. So less than 3 hours total spent in this 5 acres. If I only have 20 hours or 40 hours to plant, what it does is it increases my ability to do so much more. The big thing, once you start planting cover crops at really thick rates, once the soil starts improving really well, many times you can just go through, plant the crop, and not have to do much else to get it growing, to get it competing. But the first time you plant cover crops in a field, this field is highly, highly compacted. So you've got the combination of hard soils, you've got a combination of competition, and the seed is just not going to perform well. Now, there's still parts of this field that are not going to germinate and they're not going to grow well, but we've gotten a start, and I think, I may be wrong, but I think it's going to turn out pretty well for us. The next video is going to talk about how I added weight to the drill, how it's performing. Come back and check it out. I hope you have a great day. If you got some value out of this video, share it with other people you think may have some value out of it. Of course, like, subscribe. Take care and have a great day.